What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, MissFittLawyer, coming at you one more again with a big what's up. I know you guys have been waiting for a minute. We've been having some technical difficulties. We do have our first guest in the house today with us tonight. So we're gonna get started with her. Her name is Kayla Austin. She's our student female baller. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in sports today. I know you guys are out there watching um, the NBA finals. We saw the Hawks. They're really showing out this year. We're gonna see how far they can go. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. They're gonna be playing, hopefully playing the Bucks soon with Kawhi out, as well as Chris Paul with his COVID scare. We also have Miss Richardson out there that's breaking records in with her 100 meters in 10.64 seconds, I think it is. And then we also have our U.S. Olympic soccer team that's doing great. We had a post come out the other day where Michael Jordan is expanding his brand and including 11 of the WNBA players as endorsers on his brand. That's great. He actually made a statement making a point that if we don't allow women to share their voices, then it means that we're not moving forward, which I totally agree with. And I'm so happy to hear that from a male. We always hear those types of things from females, but it's good to hear it from an influential male within the same industry. We also had Candace Parker come out last week. I think it was either Friday or Saturday was the inaugural celebration for the WNBA. Candace Parker came out and made a statement where she said once the WNBA was created, she no longer had to dream about playing for the NBA. Her dream was to play with the WNBA. So I'm gonna leave the updates on that note because that's what's good. Candace Parker, we love you. Keep it going. Continue to be a great player. So we're gonna get into our program today. I know we didn't have the pomp and circumstance that we usually have. I usually show a video of me playing. I'll maybe do the countdown, but I had to change from my laptop to my pad, so there were some technical issues. Hopefully, I know we'll have a great conversation today. It's probably going to be truncated because we are so far behind, but I wanted to get a conversation in with our student baller, especially, as well as our special guest, Coach Kayla White. Both of our guests are named Kayla, so I'm going for it. I'm going to call the student baller Kayla, and then I'll call our special guest Bama because that's what we call her anyway. So Kayla is a 2021 graduate. She's from Chicago. She's an inventor, an entrepreneur, an author, and she played basketball and she ran track. I'm gonna bring Kayla on. Hi there, Kayla. We can't hear you, Kayla.
I'm sorry. Hey,
Okay, there you go. We're having technical difficulties today, you guys, and if we could not hear Kayla, I was gonna go over to her house and we were gonna just have an interview there. How are you, Kayla?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me about this inventor, entrepreneur, author. Tell us about that.
Yeah,
Before you get into that, let's not tell us where you graduated from. You're from Chicago. Tell us
yeah,
what school you graduated from, and then we'll then talk about the sports you played. We'll start there.
yeah. So I'm from Bolingbrook, which is a little bit outside of Chicago. And for high school, I was planning to attend Montini Catholic because they have a really strong girls basketball program.
Mhm.
And I ended up going to a boarding school called Cranbrook in Michigan. A lot of people that go there, they have wanted to go to Cranbrook their whole life, but they knew they wanted to go to boarding school early. For me, it was very much a last minute decision. after I visited, I loved the campus and decided to
What
go.
boarding school?
It's called Cranbrook.
I said, why? Why did you want
Oh,
what makes you pick a boarding school?
yeah. So at first, so I applied to like just private schools in my area and hopefully looking for one that had like a strong basketball program. And I
Okay.
had a friend who applied to Cranbrook, so it was the only boarding school I applied to, and I just did it just to try it, and I ended
Okay.
up getting in. And my
Okay.
mom was like, "Well, why don't we go visit just so we can see what we're missing? Just just so we can see."
You're
And we
like,
ended up
Whatever, I'm going, huh?"
yeah. When we got there, we were like, "Okay, like maybe I should go."
Okay.
But they did not have as strong of a basketball program when I came in. But I can confidently say, leaving it, we left a better program.
Okay. And that's because of you, right?
Yeah, I would say me and like the three other seniors who I've been playing with.
Okay. And so are you all going to Howard, or are you guys going to different schools?
We're all going to different schools. One of them, I believe, she's going to University of Michigan for swim. Actually, she's like a five-sport athlete, and
Okay.
then the other one's going to Michigan State, and or actually, two of them are going to Michigan State.
Okay. And you made the right choice to go to an HBCU. And what school is
Yeah,
that?
Howard University.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Have you been to visit yet?
Yeah, so I visited several times, more than I
Okay.
could, maybe like four times. I went for a Jack and Jill conference, and then I have a lot of
Okay.
friends who are there currently.
Okay. So you're a two sport athlete. You play basketball. You played basketball and you ran track, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So which one did you like most? Sounds
I
like basketball, huh?
yes, definitely basketball. I think I realized I enjoy playing team sports. Like if you win a
Okay.
race, you celebrating kind of with yourself. Like it's really only your accomplishment when you
You're like,
do it times. But when
pat
it's a
yourself on
team,
the back. Good job.
yeah, when it's a team, I think playing on teams is more fun, and I just enjoy like dribbling
Okay.
more than I do running.
Okay. And so we got the sports. You played sports. Talk to us a little bit about this other stuff you're doing. Talk to us a little bit about your work as an activist, an author, and an inventor.
Mhm. Yeah, so when I was 12 years old, my mom put me in this program called Junior AXO. At the time, I was not too excited to be a part of it because it was a 9-month program. And I spent every weekend working on this project they had us doing. But my friends and I, me and two of my other friends, we had to choose a world problem to research and focus on and find solutions for, and then present to our community. And my friends and I chose to focus on gun violence against youth. So we
Okay.
studied that for 9 months. And while I was in there, I came up with an app and a device pairing. And then when I was 13, the next year in the eighth grade, I began going through the patent process so I could actually bring this idea to life. And I'm still working on it. And so
Okay.
and I've done speaking engagements with Microsoft. I work a lot with Reverend Jackson, the Rainbow Push Coalition. A Girl Scout, so I got my Girl Scout Gold Award presented
Okay.
for Jack and Jill as well. So I'm trying to think of what else. In addition to that, I attended the 18 by 18 conference, which is by Yara Shahidi
Okay.
from Blackfish and Grownish, which is really cool. So I've
Right.
gotten to do some really cool things.
So tell us a little bit about Jack and Jill. What is Jack and Jill of America?
Yeah, so Jack and Jill is a program. I think a lot of people have different definitions of it, but it was I feel like it was mostly created so that, black youth around the suburbs who primarily go to white schools could have like some sort of black community among them. So
Okay.
I've been with Jack and Jill since my elementary school years, but it's definitely
Okay.
created a large community. My roommate that I'm getting when I go to Howard, I found she's from another chapter in the state, but
Okay.
I knew her from Jack and Jill, so we're gonna be roommates. But I really like the community like you have across the country from being in there.
Okay. And then you said that you've done it, given a couple of speeches at church. What is that about?
Yeah, so in the midst of all the George Floyd protest and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, in the midst of all that, so I attend Victory Cathedral, which is our pastor is Smokey Norfolk,
Yep.
and through all that, he wanted to get some youth voices. So I gave a prayer over our church and our like the overall Black community through a live stream last summer. I'd say probably around April of 2020. And then
Okay.
in 2019, I did my How to Be an Advocate workshop for Victory Cathedral for all their teens at their teen conference, which is really cool. And that's the workshop that I ended up turning into a book.
Okay. So your book is already out, or is it you're still is that being edited, or is it out?
It's out.
Where can people buy your book? Is it on Amazon or
Yeah, so it's on Amazon, as well as Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble? Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
Okay, I'll caption that when we replay this. So what about so you're not gonna play sports in college, is that correct?
That is
Why is
correct.
that, Kayla?
Yeah, so initially in my junior year, I let me start off. So like I took basketball very seriously. I grew up with an aunt who was a WNBA player and played at UNC in their national championship team, and she coached at Boston College and UNC and Ohio University. So I grew up going to basketball camps every summer with her and just seeing the life of a college athlete and how big of a commitment it is. And I think probably like mid in my high school years, I think that my calling that God wants me to do is more on the activism and creative side. So I
Okay.
ultimately I decided not to play. I had an unofficial visit with Howard in my junior year, which is really really cool. But I think from my college experience, I think I need to do a plethora of things.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're used to doing that anyway.
Yeah,
You have to stay busy.
yeah. But
Okay.
basketball, I'm basketball gonna be in my life while I'm in college. Like I'm probably gonna be one of the old ladies at the YMCA playing with the young kids, and I
Like
also
me. Look, trying to
yeah.
play football.
But I'm also at Howard. I'll be majoring in film and television, and so I've been making. I made like a few, but I do like video highlights of some of the basketball players in my area. So I think I'll continue on with that while I'm at school too.
Okay, and let's talk about the what is it? Shoot films, not shoot film, not
Not guns.
others. What's the name of it?
Yeah, shoot film, not guns.
Not
Um,
guns.
yeah.
Sorry, shoot film, not guns. Okay.
Yeah, it's an initiative that is branched off of the American Youth Film Festival, and
Okay.
it's based in Atlanta primarily, but they go from city to city. And what they do is basically a workshop, and a lot of it'll be mostly kids from that whatever city we're at, or some actors that the Youth Film Festival has. And we basically it's a workshop in one day, or basically in an hour, you have to come up with the concept for a film that's like a PSA against gun violence and bullying, meant to raise awareness and educate others. And you
Okay.
film it in an hour or two, and then you have to edit it by the next morning and present it. So it's about like a 2 day workshop that they do all around the country. I'm very excited and honored to be their national spokesperson.
So, do you do this alone, or do you take a team with you?
For Shoot Film Not Guns.
Yes.
Yeah, so they actually, I think they've been around for about like a year or two, but they just recently asked me to be their spokesperson. So I worked with them like last summer in Atlanta, and due to COVID, it was pretty hard to continue the tour that they were doing. But
Okay.
I'm excited to vamp it back up.
Okay. So, how does one? We have other students watching. How does one get involved with this? With shoot guns, shoot film, not guns, right?
I would say follow them on Instagram. Their Instagram is, I believe it's underscore shoot film not guns, and on there they have like all their dates. And
Okay.
basically just explain how the program works.
She went out. Here she comes.
Oh, sorry.
So they can follow on Instagram.
Yes. It's at underscore shoot film not guns. On there they have like all their dates and what days they come to certain cities and a little bit of a rundown about what they do.
Okay. And so you said when you go to Howard, you want to major in film. And what
Yeah.
is it? What's
Yeah, so I'll be majoring in film and television and then minoring in entrepreneurship. Um, as far as like my app and the device, I'm hoping to launch a startup while I'm at Howard, so I'm excited
Right.
to minor entrepreneurship too.
Okay. So you want to, let's see, you want to shoot a film and then you're going to put it on your app and then we're going to,
Maybe, yeah.
yeah. So when does school start, Kayla? When are you leaving?
Yeah, so I just found out what day I leave. I believe it's like August
Okay.
13th. Maybe a little bit before then, but around that time, early August.
Okay. So it's not, we're not doing any remote. You are going to be in person.
Yes.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited to go back to having some sense of normalcy when it comes to school. But yeah, I'm very hyped.
Okay. So, Kayla, I want you to, is there anything else you want to let the world know before we wrap up this interview? And before you do that, I want to ask if you would be willing to come back again without the technical difficulties at some time in the future, because I would love for my viewers to hear your story and to, be able to see someone like you that, had such a good a great you know sports career, and then decided, a lot of my guests, they decide to play sports when they go to
Hmm.
college, but you took another route. So I'd love to hear, I'd love for them to hear from you, just so they know that there are alternatives there. You don't
Hmm.
necessarily, I push a lot of go play, but if that's
Hmm.
not what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. And I would love for them to hear from you. So how do they follow you? How do they follow and see what you're doing, what you're up to?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at KRox, which is KAYROX. I don't know why I forgot to spell for a sec. But I post a lot on there. I'll be about like Black Lives Matter and gun violence and just some of the things that I'm doing in places I'm traveling to. But also for me, like it was a very hard decision or very hard for me to cope with realizing I played my last basketball season. As I mentioned, like I grew up around like college basketball players and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with my aunt. So it's kind of a bittersweet moment to have my last game. But
But you're not gonna stop, right? You're gonna still
yeah,
maybe do a pickup game. I know
I
you
am.
can't stop. I know that.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing pickup games.
We just might see you on WNBA one day. You might just change your. I don't know.
That's true, maybe.
You don't think so? I think you'll miss it. You'll miss it.
Yeah, I already miss it.
You do. You ever thought about playing football?
Ooh. Mm-mm. Not me. I don't think I can play football.
Yes, you could. You could play
Maybe
football.
if
Have you
it
ever
was
tried? Have you
flag.
ever just been out playing around?
I think if it was flag football,
Flag. That's
I think
football. We
yeah,
look. We all start at flag.
I think I would end at flag too. But
No, you would. We all start at flag, and then it just progresses from there.
we'll
But
see.
thank you so much, Kayla, and I'm gonna stay in touch with you, because again, I would like to have you back on without the technical difficulties, and then you're not even gonna get to see Coach Kayla and talk up, so you could hear her talk about her gym that she has, or her program that she has for the smaller kids at this 6 to 12, I think it is, very little kids, where she's training them in fitness and nutrition. And I just, you won't even have a chance to get in touch with her because she can't get on either. And I apologize, and I thank you for hanging in there and doing this interview. I'll
No problem.
repost it and I'll send you a copy of it, Kayla.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Kayla Austin. Isn't she? She is awesome. She's a scholar. She was a leader on her basketball team. She decided not to play sports when she goes off to college. She decided to go into film. So, again, we had some technical difficulties here. We're going to wrap it up here, and we'll wrap it up here. And as Kayla stated, she's willing to come back on. We'll get her back on. We'll get Bama on, and we'll bring this show back to you guys at a later date. Thank you, all of you that stuck around to see the guests. And again, Misfit is sorry. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.